What's going on? And welcome to Tax Deed Wolf Academy. Today, we're going to be giving you literally a tax deed masterclass. I'm going to be talking about tax liens, tax deeds, tax redemption deeds. I'm going to be talking about how you can actually get money in order to invest in these deeds, like literally business credit. So you can go ahead and go buy your first tax deed for less than $3,000, whatever state you want to choose. Like literally, we're going to be showing you all the game. So before we get started, make sure you click the subscribe button below, and I'm about to go ahead and dive into these things. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Joseph Griffin. I'm known as the Tax Deed Wolf. Why am I known as the Tax Deed Wolf? Well, because I was able to use this strategy to retire from nursing at 29. I literally dove into my first auction. I won for $3,000. Next one, I won for $1,900. Then got one for $5,000. Now, yeah, that's cool and all, but it's what we did with those properties after that really left, like it literally allowed me to leave my 9 to 5. So we flipped these properties. The one I got for 3,000, we literally sold for 20,000. The one I got for 5,000, we sold for 18,000. So could you imagine what an extra $13,000, $15,000 can literally do for you? Well, if it sounds good, then let's pay attention, get your notebooks out, and let's dive into this thing. So, step one, we're going to go over the difference between tax liens, tax deeds, and tax redemption deeds. So, first, let's talk about a lien. A lien is just a claim on a property. So, when we say tax lien, we're specifically talking about a claim on a property because of tax delinquency. They owe taxes, right? So, a tax lien, there are a few states that do this. You go to an auction and you're literally bidding to get the lien. Now, the cool thing about the lien is yes, you can grow your money because the owner has what we call a redemption period in which they can pay you back to keep their property. Now, when they pay you back, they do have to pay you back with interest. So this is an awesome strategy. Now, there's a big misconception that tax liens is a win-win. That is false. That's a myth. You can buy a tax lien, and let's just say the owner does not redeem, so you never make that interest, and then you turn it into a deed or you get the deed, and now you can't sell the property and you're stuck paying these property taxes. You also didn't know how to do your due diligence, so there's a bunch of thousands of dollars of other liens on the property, and now you're stuck with this property and you can't sell it. That is a huge fail. So don't be that person. So a lien is a claim, all right? It does not mean that you own the property. You just have a claim for the property, and it is an awesome investing strategy when you know what you're doing. Now, some liens, some states that are lien states, the liens mature into deeds. Some states they don't. So this is also important to understand what happens when you actually purchase a lien. It's not just clear cut and dry, and it's not the same in every lien state. Now, next we're going to talk about tax deeds. In tax deed states, if you go to an auction, a tax deed auction, prime example is Florida. Florida is a lien state and it's a deed state. But if we go to the tax deed sale, for example, volusia.realtaxdeed.com, and you win, guess what? There is no more redemption period. The minute you win that auction, you pay the county's literally mailing the deed to your house. We have done multiple strategies this way. I've sold property in just 3 weeks after winning in Florida. So this is an awesome strategy to grow your cash flow. Now, the cool thing is you don't even really need to own the properties. I was flipping, which means I was buying and then selling. But if I would have known wholesaling back then, I could have literally just been getting these properties under contract and then selling them to people. And now that is one of our main strategies because we get most of our property now before the auction. So we're not in there bidding with these hedge funds. We're not bidding against all these rich people and all these newbies who just suddenly got a ton of money and have absolutely no idea what they're doing. We go directly to the property owners and we're getting properties like clockwork at the moment. Now, a lien is a claim, a deed is ownership, it's possession, right? If you have the deed to a piece of land, that shows that you own that land. Now, the structure on that land will show you how you own that land, and that's going to be title. So you do have to go through the steps of getting clear title. That's something else for another class. Now, the third thing I want to talk about is tax redemption deeds. These are states like Georgia and Texas. Now, redemption is in the title, but what happens when the owner doesn't redeem? Then you get the deed. So if you go to a redemption deed auction, let's just say Texas, typically your auctions are the first Tuesday of the month. You go into this auction and they're in person in most cases. Let's say you win this property. Well, unlike how I just did it in Florida, where you got the deed immediately, the owner may have 6 months, the owner may have a year, they may have 2 years, depending on the state and depending on which type of property it is, to where they can come redeem this property and keep it. Now, when they redeem the property, yes, you're also getting paid interest. So this is great, and it's still an awesome investing opportunity if you understand what you're doing and you're getting the right properties. Now let's move on. Here's just a couple of case studies that I wanted to put in so you could literally see the type of things that we're doing. This lot, this was an empty land parcel purchased for $3,000. Now it was like 3,100 something exact, but sold for $10,000. Who'd be okay here with a $7,000 flip? Good stuff, right? Now this next one, 5,100 bucks, sold for $18,500 to a builder. The cool thing is once you start farming an area and you start investing in there and you get these builders and you have these buyers, guess what they're going to want to do? They're going to want to buy from you again and again and again. So I was literally buying lots, buying empty land in the same area and then selling it to my same buyers, and they were just buying it up like clockwork. So this allowed me to leave my full-time job. Now, of course, currently we're doing all sorts of things like multifamily, we're doing Airbnbs, those create a ton of cash flow. There's a lot of strategies out here, and we're doing them all, whatever makes sense, really. Now, this is a house that we got in Texas. I put this here just so you can see at the scale of how this can literally change your life. We got this house, I believe it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. How much do you think we got this house for? $15,000, almost $16,000. The value of that home is around $400,000. How were we able to do this? Well, because the owner of that home literally owed about 2 years worth of back taxes, and that was literally the price we paid. That $16,000 was the back taxes on top of like some various other fees. But this is literally how much we got this house for. If you are not paying your property taxes, the local municipality, the county, they're taking your property and they're selling it. They need to get that money. They have employees to pay. They have all these organizations to run, not to mention that these houses typically are the bad apples of the neighborhood. So they don't want their communities being harmed. They love investors like you to come in, get these properties, rehab them, and provide housing for other people because yes, we still are in a housing crisis. There is a shortage. And luckily, you can be one of the people to fix this and make some money at the same time. Now, here's another one. Just wanted to throw this here just so y'all could see like literally the type of things that we're doing. A lot of people's guess is always over 40,000, 50,000, but no, we got this one for 16,745 bucks and it's valued at over 200K. Now, the same scenario that I'm showing you right here, I have about 25 houses that fit this same category. None of those homes we purchased for over $30,000, and they are all worth over 200K minus one, which is worth about 150,000. So that's the skill that you could be doing with this. Now, I know some of y'all are thinking like, oh, I don't have any money. How am I going to start this? Guess what? There's a fix for that as well. There's literally no excuses to why you can't start building wealth and start creating cash flow for yourself and your family. Now let's dive into the steps on how you can actually do this because I want to give you a ton of value right now. You took the time out of your day to watch this video. I'm going to make sure that you leave with something, right? And I want you to leave with a whole lot of things. So step one is going to be find the entity that conducts the sale. Okay, so pick your location, figure out what type of state it is, and who's going to be conducting the sale. Now I'm going to dive a little bit further into this, right? So then you're going to have to register. Your due diligence literally starts when you on step one, when you pick a location, because you need to know how to participate in these auctions and everything. Now, step four, we're going to establish business credit, right? Establish a business and get business credit so that we can get funding. The game of Monopoly does not start until the bank hands out the money. So why are so many Americans trying to save their way to wealth? That's not how money works. We need to get it and then we need to invest it and it needs to make money and then come back to us. That's how the game works, right? This is literally what the banks are doing. They get it at a discount and they give it to us at retail so we can give them more of it. All right, that's literally how you're going to grow in this economy. So step five, you're going to do your research. Want you to apply off-market strategies for sure. And if you can't get that property before auction, then you're going to have to go take your chances in auctions. But there's literally auction strategies that I can teach you as well to show you how to do better in auctions. There's a lot of, it's like playing cards, literally. Like I know what people have. I know who's going to bid. It's crazy. But there's a lot of techniques. Now, step six, you're just going to acquire the property. And then step seven, you're going to sell it, hold it, make profit, cash flow it, turn it into an Airbnb, whatever the heck you really want to do, as long as local municipality permits. So pick your location. Some of you live in lien states. Some of you live in deed states. Some of you live in redemption deed states. Some of you may live in a lien state that has another type of process, like Louisiana, for example, is a lien state, but they have a process called adjudicated properties where you can get properties from civicsource.com, right? Save that website because you can also get property. Right now, Tennessee has an auction as well on civicsource.com. So these websites that I'm throwing to you, you're definitely going to want to save these. You're going to want to rewatch this video, get your notes, and literally write this stuff down. Now, if you live in, let's say, Washington, you can still go buy property in other states like Texas, Florida. You can buy property anywhere. I own property in like 6, 7 different states right now. So don't let that stop you. There's no excuses. We literally show you how to do this by not being there. We have a large pipeline, a team of people who can literally go look at the properties for you. We have attorneys, contractors, property managers all over the US. Now, next up is going to be find the entity that conducts the sale. So typically this is going to be your county clerk of court. When you go to your county clerk of court, you're looking for anything that has to do with tax sale, tax delinquency, tax foreclosure, tax lien, tax deed, scavenger sale, sheriff sale. There's so many different things that can be called depending on where you live. If you can't find it, simply go to the contact us section on their website, give them a call. Hey, what happens when property owners don't pay their property taxes? Can I come get properties like this? Or can I participate in auctions and get these properties? They're going to tell you step by step what you have to do. All right, step by step. It's a pretty simple step by step process, but there's a lot more within the step by step process that I want to show you. Now, you're going to register. Due diligence starts in step one because registration is not even going to be the same. In some places, you need to register by a certain date. And a lot of people don't know that. I've seen people show up to the county. Oh, I'm here to participate in the auction. Really? Because you were supposed to register 30 days ago, right? And your deposit's not in, you're not bidding on anything. And get this, it's an annual sale. So they literally just missed out on all those properties. They have to wait a whole nother year in order to come bid again. Do not be that person. Don't be that person at all. Now, on 3 here, we want you to get OPM. OPM stands for other people's money. This is going to be huge in the real estate investing game because it's like I said, you're not supposed to save your way to wealth. You're going to invest your way to wealth. And what better way to invest by not using your money? Use somebody else's money, man. That's how our economy stays afloat. They need to give you this money. So if you see here, one of our mentees, she got 100K in funding. Now, she was just awesome. On average, I want to say only 50K, but on average, we get our mentees about 25 to 50K. That's typically going to be their first round of funding. Now, I know some of you are like, oh, shoot, that's a lot of money. Some of you already have like 100, 200K right now. So you can just literally hit the ground running. But if you don't, guess what? I don't care what your credit score is. We're going to show you how to build business credit and go through the proper steps to start building your tiers and still be able to walk into the bank. And get this, yes, we have banking relationships as well that we're going to give you. We're literally sending you to the people who have the money, and we know what your profile needs to look like in order to get X amount of funds. We're going to send you right in there so you can go get those funds and then come back and say, all right, I'm ready. What am I going to buy, right? And we're showing you how to identify the best properties in order to make the most amount of money. Now, the next thing you got to do is research the properties, people. Don't be out here buying property that's landlocked, middle of nowhere, swampland, no road to get to it. We have to teach you how to do comps. We have to show you how to check for liens to make sure you're not buying something that has thousands of other dollars worth of liens on it. Like, yeah, it's cool you got something for 3K, but then you owe another $10,000, right? And you owe the property taxes each consecutive year. So owning property can add up. All right, you need to be able to underwrite and understand how much money you can cash flow from a property. What is market cap? What is purchase cap? What is cash on cash return, right? What is NOI? We have to show you all these things. So please be sure to do your due diligence. Now, here you can see, it's just a county auction list. They provide you with the address. In some cases, there won't be an address, so then we're going to have to use the parcel ID or the APN. There's a lot of strategies that we're gonna be showing you on how you can do this. But in this video, I just kind of wanted to give you the step by step, right? We can talk for hours. Literally, we can talk for days on on strategies and other techniques and everything that you can use. Now, what I typically like to do if the property doesn't have an address, we're typically going to go to Landglide. We're going to throw it in. I like Landglide because I drive for dollars a lot. You know, I'm driving around my neighborhood just looking for boarded up homes, looking for things that aren't for sale that I could possibly get from the homeowner. Now, while I'm driving, I can just, pull it out and I can literally see who owns the property. We can take that property owner and that address and put into websites like True People Search, right? We can put that in and get their phone number and literally just give them a call and negotiate a deal with them. Now, there's a lot of strategies to this as well. Don't just think you're going to call people up and say, "Hey, can I buy your property?" It doesn't really work like that. Now, we use LandGlide also because sometimes, like I said, these properties won't have an address. So we'll literally have to use the APN or the parcel number, right? We'll have to. Now, we'll always verify this with the county, of course. We'll look at the county to see who owns the property, how much taxes is owed. There's a lot more due diligence we're going to check. We're going to check for liens and everything, making sure that we're getting the right property and all this and all that. Now, I wanted to show you this because these are a few things that our mentees did. This duplex here on the left, a mentee got this. The duplex is on the right. Sorry, this house over here on the left was $550 lien that was purchased in Alabama. Now, a lot of people seem to think, oh, lien period is X amount of years, 2 years, 3 years. They think they have to wait that entire period. Well, guess what? There's an over-the-counter list where we can literally go, and I'm going to show you this. I'm literally going to show you this right after this, this segment. You can literally go and there's over the counter or OTC, there's list of liens that didn't sell in previous auctions. You can literally go up in there and get these things for under $500 if we're being honest. $1,000, $2,000, like it's all over the place. But there's over $20,000, 20,000 liens available in just Alabama alone. And there's 49 other states. So if you haven't purchased one yet, you're definitely missing out on a lot of opportunity to build wealth here. At this point in time, if I'm not getting 3 a year, something's wrong. Okay, if I'm not getting at least 3 a year, something's wrong. Now, the last year we went and got like 25, but at least 3 a year, you can build some awesome wealth by putting $3,000 to $5,000 away and going to get some tax deeds and getting 3 a year. All right. Now, this lien, we got it and we didn't have to wait a full 2 year or 3 year period. This one was actually inspiring at 3 months after we got it. So when we got it, it turned into a deed 3 months after. So you don't have to wait 2 years. You don't have to wait 3 years. There's a lot of other steps that you don't know about because these gurus out here are not teaching you this. And that's why I wanted to make this video to really show you. Now, here's a duplex that was $6,700. This was a deed directly from the county, directly from the county. Okay, a deed. There was no auction or anything. Literally Mentee walked into the county. Well, she didn't walk in, it was online, but we showed her how to do it. She went, bam, got this duplex. And now she's gonna have to put about $25,000 into it. And it's gonna cash flow at least 800 on each side. So $1,600 a month. All right, that's pretty freaking good. That's pretty freaking good. You don't have to become a millionaire to leave your full-time job. You just need to replace the cash flow. So for me as a nurse, I was making maybe, $5,000 a month. I only needed like a few properties and I was able to kiss nursing goodbye. And I know some of you can do the same thing with your full-time jobs. Now, the last step is make profit. It's all about the cash flow. So you can turn these things into short-term rentals. That's what STR stands for. These are platforms like Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com. You can do long-term rental, which means you can be a landlord. Now, get this. You don't have to do all the work. You can hire a property manager to do everything for you, and you can sit back, kick your feet up, and just collect the check on the first of every month. Now, you can also flip these properties. The cool thing about buying them outright, and yes, we're using business credit to get them. You're not even using any of your own money. You're getting these properties, you're doing your rehab, but guess what I didn't even talk about? The equity that you're creating. You got it for 30,000, you rehabbed it, and now you have this house that's worth $120,000. You can now go to the bank and get money based off of that equity, and it's tax-free. So not only could you possibly get a HELOC, you can also just go do a cash out refinance and just get into another mortgage and get all that cash tax-free and to go repeat the process. Okay, this is an awesome strategy. And you have a cash flowing asset that's paying for itself. The asset is paying the mortgage. You're not even worried about it because you're still making profit every single month, especially if it's an Airbnb, right? Because we're making crazy money on those short-term rentals. Now, you can turn these things into event spaces. You can turn them into excursions. I've seen people get empty land, turn it into like paintball arenas and stuff like that. Like the sky is not the limit. Your mind is the limit. So the only thing you have to do is really just understand that if you want to be a millionaire, there's you're gonna have to invest. All right. Every millionaire I know, they didn't just sit down and just collect $1 million. They had to put some money out there. So the saying goes like this: if you invest into your mind is going to fill your wallet. And that's literally how this stuff works, y'all. You did not come out of your mom's womb just automatically understanding money and knowing how to invest. There's been countless books that we've had to read. We have mentors. We've gone to so many events. We've done this so many times. Experience is what really gives us the win. Experience gives us the gold. Now, I'm 31 right now. There are people that are a lot older than me that have been doing tax deed investing, right? But I always tell people, like, look, age is nothing but a number. Do you want the 65-year-old that's done 10 in his life, or would you rather take the 31-year-old that has done over 100 a year? Right? Experience is what matters. Maturity is what matters. And we have a lot of things that we're going to give you. So what I'm going to do here, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second because I want to give you like some of the real. Like I really want to give you some of the real. Y'all okay with that? Hopefully you're okay with that. Drop a fire underneath this video and don't forget to subscribe and share this with your business partner, share this with your family, share it with a friend because you don't want them to miss out. No stingy energy around here. No stingy energy. Now, when I am looking for property, right? I just want to show you how much you're missing out on right now. This is the official tax sale software, right? It's Tax Deed Wolf Academies, right? We own this. If you look at this map right here, there's thousands of tax sale properties. Now get this. This is only showing you the auctions that are coming up within the next 2 months. All right, so keep that in mind. You see these things all over the map. All over the map, there's property available. I can literally go and filter this by opening bid amount. I can filter it by market value, property type. So to give you an example, if I had $3,000, I would filter this by opening bid of less than $3,000. But depending on how much I wanted to make, I would also add a filter that I want the market value to be over $15,000, right? So I could go do a $12,000 flip. Bam, filter. Okay, now I'm only looking at that. Now, all right, I only want empty land or I want 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes, right? I can literally put all these filters in here to filter out whatever I'm searching for. So that way I'm not wasting too much time because time is everything. Time is not just money. Time is literally everything. Now, here's the list that I was telling you about in Alabama, revenue.alabama.gov. Let's go to Birmingham. I really like Birmingham right now. If you click on this, right, this is the OTC list, the over-the-counter list of liens. And like I said, a lot of these are deeds already. I'm on page 1. There's what, about 12 per page, maybe a little more, 12 per page. I'm scrolling. 12 per page. Let's type in page 500. Oh, wow, it exists. All right, let's type in page 700. Wow, we're still going. Okay, do you see how many? This is just one county that I'm showing you. One county, for crying out loud. Look at the prices of these. $64, $72. All right, this is year 94. These things go back like some time. So what I would recommend is coming here and let's just say you got a 2015 lien. Well, guess what? That turned into a deed in 2018. So now you're literally just getting the deed and you can go ahead and fix this property up and start cash flowing it. Now there's a few more steps in there, but that's the strategy, people. We're building wealth. I have 30 something doors right now, almost 40 doors, and I'm literally passing these things to my children. I've left my full-time job, and now all I do is invest. All we do is invest, we travel and repeat. Invest, travel, teach, repeat. All right, every single day, that's all we do. Invest, travel, teach, repeat. Now, the cool thing is I'm not keeping all this stuff to myself. I really want you all to learn these techniques, and that's why I'm showing you this. Now, here's some other sites that I want you to know. Parcel Fair, you can go to Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Indiana, Maryland, Mississippi, Tennessee, New Jersey, right? You can go get liens from these properties and deeds, okay? Because there are some deeds available. There's over-the-counter deeds that you can go get right now. Now, Civic Source is another one. I told y'all Tennessee has an auction coming up. Louisiana has adjudicated properties that you can go get literally deeds with clear title. It's crazy. All right, you can go get deeds with clear title and everything. All right, so there's a lot of stuff that no one's gonna show you, to be honest. Let's just be honest. Not many people even know this stuff. If we're just being honest, not many people even really know about these things. So be careful who you're paying attention to. Now, I think that's all I got for you today. I think that's all I got for you. No, no, wait, because some of you need a little more than that. All right, this is not everything. This was just a little quick familiarization class. All right, that's all this was, a little quick familiarization, like, hey, this is what you should be doing. This is how you could do it. Now, for anybody who wants to really dive into this thing, we teach literally two times a week. Okay, 2 times a week. Actually, sometimes a lot of times more like 3, 4 times a week. But we teach at least 2 times a week. We're showing you everything from how to properly structure your business, how to take that business and then go optimize your credit profile and your business credit profile so you can walk into the banks and get business lines of credit. Now, I told you this before, on average, our mentees get about 25 to 50K on average, or that's what we want you to get starting out. You don't have to stay there. Trust me. Every single one of you can get at least 200K in business credit, 250K. But to start out, 25 to 50,000, I'm talking within your first 6 months, 25 to 50,000. Now, a lot of you already have good credit. You can go ahead and just PG. We can take you from no business credit to business credit within like 2 weeks, literally. So if you have good credit, then you're good to go already. We can just personal guarantor that. If you have bad credit, then we just have to build. And that could take, 3 months, 6 months, who knows? It just depends on how active and how aggressive you are. But I've seen people go from nothing to business credit with bad credit in as little as 3 months. Okay, so it really just depends on who you are. So we're going to be showing you that. We're going to be showing you tax deed investing, wholesale, multifamily, Airbnb, literally any real estate investment strategy that you can think of, lease options, all the above. We have other instructors that are going to come help out. Now, don't worry about the attorneys either. The paperwork, you don't even know what documents to sign. We provide all that. We have online modules and we have the live weekly classes. We have our private group where you can ask questions as well. We spent all the money for you. We've made all the mistakes for you as well. So if you want more, then guess what? All you got to do is book a call. The link is going to be right underneath this video. All you have to do is book a call with us, and we're going to guide you in the right direction. So with that being said, I want to see you at the top. Success does love speed. Don't sit around and just wait your whole life. You do have to start, okay? You do have to start. And if you're scared, do it scared. But if you really want to see success, you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone and let's make it happen. So book the call and I'm going to see you at the top. Y'all enjoy the rest of your days.